Hello everyone and welcome to the video. I've been asked a couple of times now how I plan my routes, so here it is. This is the second of my sit-down videos, and in this one I'll talk you through what I do to plot my routes and then how I put it onto my cycle computer. There are several options available to you, commute, ride with GPS, but I prefer to use Strava for a couple of reasons which I'll get to in the video. So let's jump across now so you can see how I do it. So here it is. If any of you would like to follow me on Strava, the details will be in the description box below. Then you can see what I've been up to on my rides. Right, once you've logged into Strava, you need to click the plus in the top right hand corner here and then create a route. This loads up the route builder. Now it's still in beta, which means it can be a little bit iffy, but I've found it to be reasonably okay. I don't usually have any trouble with it. Now to start our route, we first need to put a starting point onto the map. This is the map. You can drag it around by left clicking. You can zoom in and out here with your plus and minus or with your scroll wheel. You can also use the search box up here. So where are we going to start our route today for the purposes of this example? Let's do Evesham. So I'll type in Evesham. There we go, it's zoomed in on the map. And we can just now left click onto the map and put a starting point down. There is the green blob, and that's where our route will begin. We can now add further points onto the map, and the route builder will automatically plot a course between those 2 points. Now for a point A to point B ride, like the one I just did down to Reading, I'd put my starting point down and then my destination point. So let's do that now. Where shall we go for this ride? Let's go to Bourton-on-the-Water. There it is. We zoom in. Where shall we go? Oh, Birdland. So we'll just click again on the map, left click, let's put a waypoint in, and if we zoom back out, the route builder has automatically plotted a course from Evesham to Bourton-on-the-Water outside Birdland. So there's our route. Now one of the nice things about using Strava is it uses Strava's activity data to plot the course. This means it should be preferring roads used by other cyclists, quieter, prettier, safer roads. This feature can be turned on or off with a little toggle switch here. It's on at the moment, and I would recommend keeping it on. I tend to do that. Another option up here next to the use popularity is min elevation or minimize elevation. You can turn that on or off if you wanted to avoid any hills on your route. If you do that though, you'll probably be having to do a few extra miles instead of doing those climbs. So now we have our route, we need to check it out. Click down here to bring up a new data box. And from there you can see the distance of the route, so 19.78 miles, the elevation, and most useful of all, I find the elevation profile. So we can see that we're going up a hill there, it's fairly flat, and then it comes back down again towards Bourton-on-the-Water. This is extremely useful in visualising the route before you ride it. Are you wanting to do hills or not? Well, you can see from the profile of your route that you've planned what you're going to expect on your ride. Now one of the features I like, and a reason for using Strava, is the Strava segments. Over here there's a little button that you can turn on or off. So if you're going out looking at doing some climbing and want to include hills of a certain category, you can select to view them using this option here. Just drag the slider, so we want category 3 and above, switch on the view, and there we go. It's now showing, let's bring that back out again, it's now showing hills of category 3 and above on our map. If we zoom in, we can click on the segments, we can view details about the segment, and decide whether we want to include them on our route. If we do want to include the segment on our route, so C is Fish Hill, our route currently goes up this path here, all we have to do is left click and drag our route over to add a new waypoint onto the map which includes that segment. So our route now includes the segment Fish Hill. We know we're going up a category 3 climb now. Clicking and dragging the route around will add as many waypoints as you want onto your route. So we can drag it over that way, drag it back. That's a waypoint there. If you don't want it, right click and you can delete it. I often do this to avoid particular roads or to go to places which haven't been included on the Strava route that it's plotted automatically for me. So there we go, there's a route. We're going from Evesham to Bourton on the Water, and we have a waypoint in going up a particular hill we were hoping to climb. If we bring up the details again, we can hide the segments, and there's the elevation profile. Great, so we're happy with that. So once you're happy with the route, all you have to do is click save, give it a meaningful name and a description. Example ride to Bourton. We can put a description in if we wanted. I'm not going to do that just yet, but the private tag here means whether it's visible to other Strava athletes. If you click it, it's only available to you. If you leave it unticked, then other Strava athletes will be able to search for that route and use it if they wanted to do so. I'm going to make this one private and click save. We can now view the route, and there it is, a little summary. We have the map, the elevation profile again, and the segments we'll be riding over during the course of that route. Now, to use this route, we need to get it onto our chosen bike computer. If you're using your phone as a bike computer, then it's quite simple. You can just use the route within the Strava app on your phone, and it will use the course that you've just created and give you turn-by-turn navigation. However, if you're using a dedicated bike computer like a Wahoo or a Garmin, you do have to get this route onto it. I use a Garmin Edge 1000 for my bike computer, so I will talk you through the process of transferring the file across to Garmin bike computers. Right, you first need to connect your Garmin to your computer using the USB cable provided. Once you've done that, a new drive will appear on your computer. There it is, Garmin Edge. There's also the SD card which is in my Garmin. You might just have Garmin Edge for your one. And in there's Garmin and a folder called New Files. We now need to download our new route from Strava. Now, if you have a Garmin with base maps installed, that's an 8 series, 1000 series, maybe some of the lower ones, you'll have to check the version you have. If you have base maps installed though, you need to download or export a GPX file. If you have something else, the TCX file, I think, is the one you have to use. So click Export GPX, and that will download into the Downloads folder. It's the same for PC or Mac. Okay, I'll minimize that, we don't need it anymore. Here is the file for my Downloads folder. We can bring in the New Files folder from the Garmin, and all we have to do is drag it into that New Files folder, and we're done. All we have to do now is unplug the Garmin from the computer, and it will do a normal startup initialization, just like when you first switch it on. This will then load that route into the courses on your Garmin. We can now load courses. See a whole list of courses available to us. These are all mine from previous rides, but there's our new one, example ride to Bourton. Click that, it loads the course, and all we have to do is click ride. It will give us the option to navigate to the beginning of the course. In this case, it is a few miles away, so it's something that I might want to do. Click the tick, and it is plotting that route. And it's as easy as that. And that's it. I hope this video was useful to some of you. If you'd like to get in touch or have any questions, then you can comment or use my social links found in the description box below this video. As always, I hope you're all having a great day. Thanks very much for watching the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.